Hey everyone, welcome to Nateshade Gaming. Today we're going to be looking at Bounty of Blood, A Fistful of Redemption. Stick around till the end of the video for some information about the characters in this DLC. And without further ado, let's jump right in. Bounty of Blood is the third of 4 DLCs announced for Borderlands 3. To start the DLC, simply approach the table in the central area of Sanctuary 3 and interact with the wanted poster. You also have the option of starting a new character that is pre-leveled to level 13 and already aboard Sanctuary. If you go this route, you won't have to initiate the DLC quest, and you can instead travel directly to Gehenna. Gehenna is the new planet in Bounty of Blood, and features several new areas including the town of Vestige, Ashfall Peaks, the Blast Plains, Obsidian Forest, Blood Sun Canyon, and Crater's Edge. The story of Bounty for Blood is relatively straightforward. The player is a bounty hunter for hire and is pitted against the Devil Rider gang. Playing the story quests alone, I was able to complete the DLC content in just over 3 hours. Numerous side quests are available for players wanting to experience everything Gehenna has to offer. When traveling around Gehenna, players gain access to a new vehicle, the Jet Beast. The Jet Beast boasts speed and maneuverability to offset its light weaponry. Several new gameplay mechanics have also been introduced, including Trader Weed, Core Sploders, Breezers, and Telezappers. Trader Weed releases bugs that charm enemies to fight for you for several seconds. I found this to be the most interesting of the new mechanics, but I still found it to be situational at best, especially during the typically chaotic encounters. Core Sploders shoot explosive shrapnel when struck by a melee attack. These flashy environmental weapons did not see much use in combat during my playthrough due to their low damage. Instead, I found them to be more of a puzzle-like feature when looking for ways to destroy otherwise indestructible objects. Breezers are essentially organic jump pads that offer nothing new in the way of mechanics. Telezappers teleport the player instantly between portals. While these portals are only available during the last quarter of the DLC, I was able to get some use out of them during boss encounters as they could quickly take me out of harm's way. With the DLC release, the level cap has been increased from 57 to 60. While this offers little in the way of new build options, it will render most level 57 gear obsolete for in-game players. For those familiar with one of Borderlands' inspirations, Diablo, you might think of this as an opportunity to create a seasonal character and dive back into the addictive loot grinding gameplay all over again. Bounty of Blood also introduces 3 new Guardian skills, which are Groundbreaker, Dead Man Walking, and Letter Alive. Groundbreaker is an ability that allows melee attacks and slams to deal an additional 25% of all non-melee damage caused by the player over the last 5 seconds. Dead Man Walking extends the duration of your fight for your life meter by 50% when not moving. Letter Alive automatically reloads all of your guns when you enter Fight for Your Life. These skills can be obtained for 125 points in each respective Guardian tree. The visuals in Bounty for Blood are impressive. The unique fusion of the American Wild West and feudal Japan offers some beautiful settings and architecture. I did experience texture pop-ins when loading into new areas. While this was extremely noticeable, I ultimately found the Borderlands art style and the unique setting of this particular DLC had once again won me over. Unfortunately, I found the sound and music to be more of a mixed bag. There were times when I wondered if my sound had glitched out because the music became so repetitive and grating. In summary, let's review the pros and cons. The visual style and locations were refreshing and even beautiful at times. Several of the zones featured a variety of interesting settings, including both indoor and outdoor. The game is not stingy with its loot. I found about a dozen legendary weapons during my 3-hour playthrough. The tried and true looter-shooter gameplay loop is as addictive as ever. The NPC characters were more engaging than I was expecting them to be. Frankly, I think Rose might be a more memorable villain than the Calypso twins. The story, while short, was engaging for a game where story is often non-existent. The new gameplay mechanics are largely underwhelming. The sound was so bad at times, I thought a Bounty of Blood would come out of my ears. The length of the DLC was disappointing, as I was able to complete the main story in just over 3 hours. The lack of any new playable Vault Hunters continues to be a problem. Giving Borderlands 3 Bounty of Blood a score of 7 out of 10. While it adds little to the franchise as far as gameplay mechanics, it is the same glorious shoot and loot gameplay that we know and love, with new environments that are worth exploring. For those with a season pass, there's no reason not to download and play this DLC. For those looking to purchase separately, just be aware that you are getting a relatively short story for $14.99. For those of you still watching, thanks so much for sticking around till the end. As promised, I want to share a minor spoiler regarding the characters in this DLC. I can confirm that there are no cameos of past Borderlands characters this time around. Hopefully this will save you the disappointment of unmet expectations. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, please give us a like and leave a comment below. I'll be putting out new Borderlands content weekly, so be sure to subscribe if you don't want to miss any future videos. Thanks again for watching.